Well, hey there, welcome to another edition of Daily Hope. My name is Pastor Justin Domino, and today I want to share with you one of my favorite baseball players of all time that I used to love to watch when I was a kid. His name is Rick Ankiel. Now, you've probably never heard of him because he's not super popular. He was never the best player, but he was a highly touted pitching prospect coming out of high school, coming out of college, and into the major leagues. He could throw the ball over 102 miles an hour as a pitcher. That is insane. In baseball terms, we call that a cannon. That's really hard. But one day back in, I think it was 2002, he was pitching in a spring training game, and all of a sudden, he just could not throw a strike. Now, he was just whipping it in there. It was like 102, 103 miles an hour, but the ball was flying all over the place. It was hitting the net behind home plate. It was going over the batter's head. It was going straight down into the dirt. He could not figure it out. Now, in sports terms, you often hear the term the yips, right? That means just somebody can't do a very simple task. Now, I bring this up because Rick Ankiel transformed his career. Instead of being a pitcher who could throw so hard but couldn't throw a strike anymore, he decided, I'm gonna go play outfield, right? And he became one of the best outfielders because he could throw the ball from the fence all the way to the home plate, get runners out at over 100 miles an hour. It was crazy. Now, I bring this whole story up because it reminds me of a verse from Galatians chapter 5, and it says this. It says, the entire law is fulfilled in keeping one commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you're a pitcher, what's the point of being a pitcher, right? If you can throw the ball 102 miles an hour, but you can't throw a strike, what's the point of being a pitcher, right? And it's the same question we have to ask ourselves about being a Christian. If we cannot love our neighbor as ourselves, if we can't treat people the way that Jesus called us to treat people, then it doesn't matter how much we know about the Bible. It doesn't matter how much we know about God, but if we can't keep one of the single most important and greatest commandments of loving our neighbor as ourselves, what's the point? Christianity is all about having Jesus transform your heart. It's not about following a bunch of rules. It's not about trying to live this perfect life all the time. It's about letting Jesus transform you, becoming more like him and less like yourself. So I want to encourage you today. One of the most important things that you can do, God's calling for your life, is to love people and to treat people with dignity. Why? Because we and all people are God's very good creation. Let me pray for you today. God, we thank you so much, Lord, for speaking into our lives, for giving us your word to learn from, to grow from. And God, I pray that you can transform our hearts. I pray that our relationship with you is just that. It's a relationship. It's not about trying to be perfect. It's not about knowing the most about you or about the Bible. But God, it's about knowing you and letting you transform us so that we can love people just the way that you love people. God, I pray this in your name. Amen. Well, have a great day. God bless.